In today's video, I'm going to show you all about the Caydo Electric Yarn Swift Y1Pro. If you're looking for an easier way to unravel those projects that you have sitting around for months on end, this is your answer. Don't forget to like and subscribe to see all future videos by me, and let's get started on today's review of the Electric Yarn Swift by Caydo. So looking in the instruction booklet, you have everything you need to know as far as how to install the product. You can wind this into a hank, or you can wind this into a yarn cake, whatever you prefer. It also gives you instructions on which items are suitable for this machine. So for this machine, you don't want to have anything that's too fuzzy because it's not going to be able to pick it up. And you're going to make sure that the yarn is going to be a solid color or a variegated color. So what I mean by this is if you have a sweater or if you have a blanket that has two different colors in it, and you did like a stripe effect or something of that nature, it's not going to work with multicolor or multiple joins. So it's simply going to work if you have one skein and one color or a variegated color throughout the entire project. So again, if you have multiple colors and multiple skeins and a striping effect or something of that nature, this machine will not work for that. However, if you do have a blanket that's in one color, as I'm going to demonstrate for you today, that will just work. Again, you don't want anything too fuzzy or fluffy, so the Bernat baby blanket yarn or the chenille type yarns or even the velvet yarns are probably not going to work for this, as well as that Feels Like Bliss by Lion Brand. Those are not going to work for this product. So you get examples here, and then it shows you how to unravel a sweater with using this machine and troubleshooting if you should run into any problems. And then you can also spin with this machine. I have not used this for that purpose, so I can't demonstrate that. So I am simply going to show you today how to make your projects that you have sitting around turn into a hank. So let's get started. Alright, so in the box for the Electric Yarn Swift Y1Pro, you will get the snap fasteners, 2 clamps, the yarn guide, the yarn swift, a speed control knob, an adapter, and then the seam ripper. So this is what the seam ripper looks like right here. And this is the yarn guide, and over here is the yarn swift. So let's take a closer look on how to set this up and how to unravel your projects. So as you can see here, I have them both clamped to my desk right away. So for the yarn guide on the left, you want to make sure that it's about 5 to 10 inches away from the yarn swift, which is on the right hand side. And to simply clamp it to your desk, you are just going to turn the dial underneath and you're just going to tighten it to your desk. And again, you want to make sure the yarn guide is about 5 to 10 inches away from your yarn swift. Then we can go ahead and open the 4 straight bars on our swift, and we can unfold them, and I can show you what that looks like. Okay, so now that your yarn swift is unraveled, we can go ahead and start to unravel our project. So you want to adjust the curved supports so they're all going to be on the same scale. So what I mean by that is you're just going to get the curved parts here and you're just going to lift them up. Now you're going to see the little ruler here on the side of your machine, and you want to make sure that each one of these is to 40 inches. So in order to do that, you're just going to press this in and you're going to pull this forward or back depending on what you want. Now I already set all of mine up to 40 inches, so we are good to go here, but you are just simply going to push this and pull this back and forth as you need to. And the reason why we want the scale to be 40 inches is because if it's greater than 40 inches, otherwise the yarn is going to be a little bit more difficult to move. So that's why you want it to have that sweet spot of the 40 minimum inches. So make sure your Swift is plugged in. And now we're going to go over here to the yarn guide. So get your project, and you are simply going to put the yarn right in that guide. And then we're going to swing over here to our yarn Swift. And I'm just going to pull up the rest of my curved parts right here. And I'm going to get my tail. And you're going to, right here, you're going to just tie a knot right here. So that way the yarn is on here. And you can even tie 2 knots. You just want to make sure that your yarn is secure, just like that. So once you have that, then you can go ahead and also in the center here you have these guys, and you're just going to push them down, and that's just going to help keep everything secure. And then you want to make sure this part in the middle is pushed down. Now it already is pushed down, so we don't have to worry about it, but if your item is up like this, it does do a separate thing on your machine, so just make sure it's pushed down. Alright, now that we have everything set up, we can go ahead and begin. So we have a couple of different settings, and you're just going to turn the dial that's right here, and you're just going to turn it so it starts to go on. And as you can see, it's hands-free. You do not have to hold on to anything. And you can always make this faster if you want. This is one of the lower settings. And it's just quick and easy. Again, you don't even have to do much work at all. So I'm just going to turn it up a little bit faster so you can see it. And this is really nice and hands-free, like I said. Because you have the yarn guide, you really don't have to worry too much about holding on to the yarn. All you have to do is simply just watch it go. And then you can always stop it. So for instance, one of my little Swifts ended up going up a little bit higher. So you can always go ahead and fix that. So let me go ahead off camera and show and work on that. And I'm simply just going to push this up and then just guide the yarn around it. So let me do that off camera and I'll be right back. Alright, so I have it all fixed, and what I forgot to tell you, or what I forgot to do rather, is these little guys here in the middle, you want to snap them in place. That's going to hold everything in place so that way it's not going to move like it did. So now that we have that, we can go ahead and begin once again. And like I said, this goes super quickly and takes no time at all. So I really like this machine, and I feel like it came at a perfect time because I was working on this knitted baby blanket for the last couple of years, and I simply just ran out of steam with it, and I just didn't have any desire to finish it. But I also didn't really want to sit there for hours undoing all of my work. So once this machine came about, I was really excited, and it makes it so much easier to unwind and unravel everything instead of me having to do it by hand. So that's why I really like this machine, and I think you will as well, because again, it takes all the work out of it and you don't have to do anything. You just have to maybe look at your yarn, especially towards the end of your project, just in case it gets a little bit tangled up when you are unraveling it, especially towards the end of your project, like I said. But other than that, you can just sit back and kind of just watch it go. So I'm going to go ahead and take care of this blanket, and once I get towards the end, I will show you how to finish off and see what your hank looks like. Okay, so I'm coming up towards the end here. I'm going to put it on a lower setting. Okay, so I've come to the end. So what you want to make sure that you do is when you have your hank, you do not want to have it larger than 200 grams or 7 ounces per session. If you feel like your yarn is going to be too big for the hank, then you're going to have to put it in 2. So the yarn I'm using here is the Premier Puzzle yarn, and I did end up cutting this into a couple of different hanks just because it was pretty much a full skein of yarn, so I didn't want it to be massive and it would be over the recommended. So that's why I simply decided to do it in 2 hanks instead. So after the winding is completed, you're going to use several strings to tie the yarn bundle to prevent it from tangling, and then you're going to untie the knot made at the beginning. So you're just going to take the remaining yarn off of the yarn guide, and I'm just going to go ahead and finish it. Now, I personally didn't find that I needed to go ahead and wind up my yarn, but tie up my yarn, but if you feel like you want to or need to, feel free to do so. I just didn't feel like I needed to, but again, that's just all in your own preference. So then to take everything down, you're going to slide the curved supports inward and you're going to remove the yarn. So let me get a little bit closer here for you so you can see what I'm doing. So you're going to push this part down, and you're going to remove the clamps from the middle. So you're just going to push those up. Okay, so you're just going to get that clamp and you're going to just push it back. So take this clamp and push it back on all 4. Okay, and then in the center, you're just going to pull those little brackets up a little bit, so that way these guys go in like this. So you're going to pick that up, and you're just going to take your yarn off that way. Again, if you feel like you want to make it secure, you can always use those ties like they recommend. Okay, and then when you get to the beginning here, you can just take that off. So then you have your yarn. So let me just scooch back a little bit. So now you have your yarn, and you're just going to go ahead and twist it just like that, and then you're going to go ahead and with this hand you're going to take this part right here and you're going to pull it through just like that. So that way you can have your yarn be held like this, And then, like I said, I ended up using 2 different skeins. So this is on the smaller side, as you can see, and this is more on the bigger side. So depending on what you want to do, I've never really wound yarn into hanks before, so it's not the most pretty, as you could see other people with yarn hanks do, but you kind of get the picture of what this would look like. So unwinding that whole blanket, which again was 1 full skein approximately, took maybe about 5 minutes or less to do. So that was really, really nice. I really liked that. And I feel like if you wanted to unwind a project, this is definitely something that you can do for yourself. And I really highly recommend this Yarn Swift. Like I said, it is the Caydo Electric Yarn Swift Y1Pro. And if you're interested in purchasing this, I do have the link below, so you can go ahead and check this out if you're interested. I highly recommend it, as it's something super simple and easy that any crochet or knitter would definitely enjoy. So thank you so much for learning about the Caydo Electric Yarn Swift Y1Pro. I hope you give this a look and see if you are interested in this product. Please like, comment, and subscribe to see all future videos by me. And as always, happy crocheting. Bye.